everyone. This weekend we have some very big games coming up. We have Tottenham banging form after scoring 5 last weekend, hosting league leaders Liverpool. Everton are hosting Chelsea in the Battle of the Blues. Palace are playing the Gunners, and in Spain it's first versus second as Barcelona are hosting Atletico Madrid. All these games plus much more. Be sure also to stick around to the very end of this video where I'll be sharing with you my top 3 predictions from the EPL and La Liga out of all this weekend's coming games. Don't forget also to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of my future predictions, and also simply to let me know that you are enjoying these videos that I'm making. Let's kick off this amazing weekend of action with an out of sorts Aston Villa hosting the Manchester City. Now, I think it's fair to say that both of these teams right now, they're not in the best of form. Aston Villa, they lost away to Nottingham Forest last weekend, and Man City lost their local derby 2-1 against Manchester United at home. And check this out. In all competitions, out of their 11 last games, Man City have only won 1 game. Now, that's going to make you think twice before picking them to win this weekend. And even if it's against an inconsistent Villa side, Man City have not won away to Villa on their last 2 visits to Villa Park. So picking a winner for this game, it's a bit of a head scratcher. What I do feel is much more predictable though, is that both teams will find the back of the net in this game, because neither team can really keep a clean sheet right now, not even to save their lives if it depended on it. And both teams really have good attacking options going forward. Like John Duran for Villa right now is in really good form, and he would certainly be my pick for any time scorer in this game. And of course, City have got Haaland and De Bruyne and Phil Foden, so I'm pretty confident that somehow they'll also manage to score in this one. So to start this weekend off, my prediction for Aston Villa versus Manchester City is for both teams to score. Next up is the team with the best home record in the league, and that's Brentford, as they host Nottingham Forest. Now, what is there not to love about Brentford this season? They're playing some really good attacking football. They're scoring loads of goals, especially at home, and they're also conceding them every week as well. There's just a great team to be watching. Can there be any other prediction this weekend other than a Brentford home win against Forest? Is this the most predictable of all predictions of this weekend's games? I think there is a safer option. As I mentioned before, not only are Brentford scoring a ton of goals at home, they're also conceding them very frequently as well. And I'm pretty certain that this Nottingham Forest will get a goal in this game, maybe even 2 goals. I mean, if they don't end up scoring, they'll probably end up losing 3 or 4-0 the way Brentford are playing at home right now. But just to keep it safer, I'm just going to predict over 2.5 goals in Brentford against Nottingham Forest. Is it a safer prediction to say that Brentford will win at home, or over 2.5 goals like I'm predicting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. West Ham, they're taking on Brighton this weekend, and they'll be hoping to continue their improved run of form by taking advantage of Brighton's recent dip in form and trying to get a very important 3 points and a home win here. West Ham, they were pegged back by a late stunning free kick in their last game away to Bournemouth, and they had to settle for a 1-1 draw. They did play well in that game, and they'll probably feel a bit disappointed not to come away with those 3 points. Brighton, on the other hand, they were beaten 3-1 at home by Crystal Palace, and will be looking to get back to winning ways after suffering 2 draws and 2 losses in their last 4 games. I think right now that the way both teams are playing, West Ham might have a slight advantage coming into this one, but I still can't trust them to get the home win here, because Brighton still are a very good side despite their recent results, and they'll be looking, especially after last week's disappointment, they'll be looking for a quick response in this game. So I feel that the best prediction really to make for this game is that both teams will end up scoring. Next up, we have Crystal Palace playing Arsenal for the second time in a few days after they meet in some midweek action, playing off in the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup. Crystal Palace will be hoping to extend their 4-point gap between themselves and the relegation places, and Arsenal will be hoping to close the 4-point gap that separates them from second place Chelsea. Palace are a much improved side recently, and they haven't lost a game in their last 5 league appearances. Arsenal, on the other hand, they're looking for their first win in 3 games if they hope to keep their fading title aspirations alive. Arsenal, it's got to be said, they're the better of the 2 teams, and they should be slight favourites to bag the win here. But the way the Eagles are flying right now, I'm not sure they'll be able to pick up more than a point from this game, if that. It will be an exciting game with both teams playing an attacking and open style of football, and one where I'll be predicting both teams to score in. Off to Everton now, and it's a blues festival this weekend as Everton, the Blue Boys of Liverpool, take on Chelsea, the Blue Boys of London. Everton, they're now undefeated in the last 5 home games and they'll be hoping to maintain that run, but they're facing a red-hot Chelsea who have convincingly won their last 5 EPL games. Chelsea beat Brentford 2-1 at home last week to close the gap to only 2 points now between themselves and first place Liverpool, while Everton played out a deserved draw with the third place Gunners. It will be a close game at Goodison Park, I feel, but just the way Chelsea are playing right now, if either team is going to win this game, then it really has to be Chelsea. I just don't think Everton, as good as they've been playing recently, will be able to match the confidence and the speed on the counter-attack of the Chelsea players. And so I'm going to predict simply an away win for Chelsea this weekend at Everton. And it will be Everton left singing the blues. Fulham have climbed up to 12th spot in the table after their thrilling 2-2 draw away at Anfield last weekend, and they'll be looking to add to their points tally as they are hosting the championship-bound Southampton at the Cottage this weekend. Fulham are playing some really nice football right now, and they're actually undefeated in their last 4 games, whereas in the last 4, the best Southampton have managed to do is just manage a solitary point. I don't see that trend changing too much this weekend, as Fulham will come out all guns blazing and should be able to comfortably bag the win against Southampton, and will probably score quite a few goals in doing so. So that makes my prediction for this game very straightforward, and I'm just going to go for Fulham to score at least 2 goals against Southampton this weekend. This, for me, that's really a banker, and it could actually make my top 3 predictions for the weekend, to be honest, but you'll just have to stick around to see if it does. Next up is Manchester United, fresh from their late snatch and grab victory at Man City last weekend, and they are playing at home against 6th place Bournemouth. Now, although Man U are currently languishing down in 13th place, they're actually only 6 points separating these 2 teams coming into this weekend. And I know that a lot of you might be thinking that United will be favourites to get the win here after their performance last week at City, but Bournemouth will have other ideas. They actually beat United 3-0 in this fixture last season, and although that result would come as a big surprise to me and others, the presence this weekend of goals in this game is something that will not surprise me. Both teams are really confident going forward, and they've got lots of scoring potential, and they do tend to leave gaps at the back as well. So instead of just trying to pick a winner in this one, I'm much more confident predicting another high scoring encounter. So my prediction for Manchester United at home against Bournemouth is for over 2.5 goals. I do think Man U should probably get the win here, but I don't see them keeping a clean sheet this weekend, and I can honestly see at least 3, if not 4 goals being scored at Old Trafford in this game. And finally, we come to the big one in the EPL this weekend. Tottenham Hotspur at home to first place Liverpool. Is this the weekend where the big Aussie Ange Postecoglou and his hot and cold Spurs do their London rivals a big favour by taking points off the league leaders Liverpool? They were definitely in hot form last week as they smashed 5 unanswered goals past a, well, Stevie Wonder-inspired performance by Southampton. Spurs will be hoping to continue that form against the Liverpool side, who have now drawn in their last 2 games in the EPL. Both teams will be involved in EFL games during the week, and Liverpool will actually get an extra day's rest before this game, and I think that they'll be needing it. Spurs might come into this game as slight underdogs, and I think that's actually going to favour them because they tend to produce better results when they're least expected to. Liverpool, though, they will find the back of the net in this one, as will Tottenham. The question is, though, and I'm going to ask you all this, is who will go on to score the winner? That's a tough one to predict, to be honest. I can't pick a side as an outright favourite to win this game. So instead, I'm just going to stick with my prediction of both teams scoring in this game. Maybe Liverpool go on to secure the win, maybe with a late Mo Salah screamer, or more likely, this game's going to end up in a high-scoring draw, perhaps 2-2. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm just going to stick with both teams to score in what promises to be a super entertaining and a high-scoring encounter. In Spain now, and it's first versus second, as Barcelona hosts the most consistent side in Spain right now, and that is Diego Simeone's Atletico de Madrid. Barça, what's going on right now? 2 home losses in a row, and with all due respect to the likes of Las Palmas and Leganés on the weekend, I, for one, am very interested to see how they react against this very confident and high-flying Atletico Madrid. Now, let me start by saying that for me, there is only one favourite to win this game. And it's not Barcelona. I mean, how can they be favourites after their recent home performances? If I had to place money on picking a winner for this game, I'd be betting on Atletico Madrid, even though Barcelona did beat them 3-0 last time they played in La Liga. Atletico picked up their 6th straight win in La Liga last weekend, beating Getafe, and they could now move into first place with a victory against Barcelona here. I really can't pick a winner. My heart says Barca, but my brain says Atletico. So instead, I'm not going to pick a winner. I'm just going to pick both teams to score in this game. Unfortunately, I do think Atletico Madrid will go on to win this game, but I am confident that Barca should be able to at least find the back of the net on one occasion. So for me, my prediction is Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, that both teams will score. And Real Madrid, they're in third place and they'll be hosting Sevilla and hoping to take full advantage of whatever happens in the Barca Atletico game to move back up into the top two and possibly into the first place in La Liga if the Barca game ends up in a draw.
No!
Unsurprisingly, Madrid did have a hard game away last week at Vallecano and they managed to come away with a 3-all draw. And Sevilla, they managed a rare win at home last weekend against Celta Vigo. And on their last trip to the capital of Spain just 2 weeks ago, they almost secured a point as they scored 3 away goals against Atletico Madrid, but they ultimately ended up losing that game 4-3. Will they be able to produce a similar performance this weekend in the Bernabeu? I, for one, sincerely hope they do. However, Madrid at home, needing to win to move up the table against a Sevilla side that they regularly beat at home, and it really does seem like a huge ask for this Andalusian outfit, and unfortunately I really see them coming away with nothing more than a bruised ego from this encounter, as I can see Madrid running away with all 3 points from this game, whether it's a goal fest or just an ugly, hard-fought, gritty home win. Sadly, the only outcome I can see for this game at the end of 90 minutes is a home win for Real Madrid. I'd love to hear your thoughts and predictions for these 2 exciting games in Spain at the weekend, so let me know please in the comments. And now, it's time for me to share with you my top 3 predictions from all this weekend's coming games. But before I do, please just take these few seconds now to hit that like and subscribe button to let me know that you've enjoyed this weekend's predictions, and I promise to keep doing my very best to keep these types of videos coming. Now, in the number 3 spot for my top predictions this weekend, I'm going for both teams to score between Aston Villa and Manchester City. My second favourite prediction is for there to be over 2.5 goals between Brentford and Nottingham Forest. And my very top pick, my number 1 pick for this weekend's predictions, comes from Tottenham versus Liverpool, and that is for both teams to score. Let me know your top 3 predictions for this weekend's rounds, and I hope you all enjoy the amazing football matches that are coming your way. Best of luck with all your predictions, and I will see you all again in 1 week's time.